Greetings. This is Doc Ock at noon and 9. So you know what time it is right now. We're going to do this in a hurry because I got limited time. I'm going to have to scurry. So let's get it on. Let's get it on. Proverb for today is power concedes nothing without a demand. Ooh, that's funny. I didn't even have to look it up in the book. Power concedes nothing without a demand. It never has and it never will. And that being the case, let's just go ahead and keep up the pace. We're going to have to keep the pressure on, y'all, if we want to make any progress around here. So we're going to do that right now. We're putting on the pressure. Let's see if we can, go ahead and read our poem for today. Poem for today is The Black Star Line. It's talking about Marcus Garvey, whose birthday is coming up on, when is his birthday coming up? His birthday comes up on, there it is. August 17. August 17 will be his birthday. But even before that, we're going to have a Juneteenth celebration on June 19th. Now, we're going to want to make this a blowout affair because on that very same day, somebody else is going to try to upstage our event. I don't think they can do it, but we're going to have to do our level best. Go on, make sure to set up your watch parties. Make sure to advertise them, get people involved all over not just all over the country, but all over the world. Juneteenth, June 19th, 6/19/2020. We're going to have to get down with the get down. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and remember the Black Star Line. My black mothers, I hear them singing. Sons, my sons, dip into this river with your ebony cups. A vessel of knowledge sails under power. Study stars as well as currents. Dip into this river with your ebony cups. My black fathers, I hear them chanting. My sons, let ebony strike the blow that launches the ship. Send cargoes and warriors back to sea. Remember the pirates and their chains of nails. Let ebony strike the blow that launches this ship. Make your heads not idle sails, blown about by any icy wind like a torn page from a book. Bones of my bones, all of you golden black children of the sun, lift up and read the sky. Written in the tongue of your ancestors. It is yours. Claim it. Make no idle sails, my sons. Make heavy boned ships that break a wave and pass it. Bring back sagas from Songhai, Congo. What is that one? Kaaba, deeds and words of Malik, Toussaint, Marcus, statues of Mahdi, and a lance of lightning. Make no idle ships. Remember the pirates. For it is the sea who owns the pirates, not the pirates, the sea. My black mothers, I hear them singing. Children of my flesh, dip into this river with your ebony cups. A ship of knowledge sails unto wisdom. Study what mars and what lifts up. Dip into this river with your ebony cups. That's just off the top. Never read that poem before. Not out loud, at least, anyway. I looked at it a couple times, but I haven't read it. Just remember, you're getting this all in a serious burst. Because I know you got a thirst out there for knowledge that you couldn't get in college. So we're going to drop a little more knowledge on you right now. From My Life in the Bush of Ghost. And this is part 2. My dead cousin in the 10th town of Ghost. On Sunday, which was the first Sunday to attend or to hold the first service there, I noticed that only 2 young ghosts attended with me out of about 4 million ghosts and ghostesses who are living here, because all of them did not know anything about God or believe that there is God who created them or believe that no other creature is above them. Though I preached and encouraged those 2 who attended with me. After that, the service closed at 11 a.m., but I did not attempt to hold the evening service on that Sunday. It was a short, dead stump of a big tree, which has a large hole inside, which was beaten as the toll bell or church bell whenever it is time for service. because this dead stump is near the church. On Monday, I formed a campaign. And what did I do in this campaign? I was preaching from house to house, encouraging and explaining what is God to these ghosts until the second Saturday. On Sunday, which was the second Sunday, the attendance showed 50 old, 38 young, and 45 child ghosts, respectively, who attended, and all totaled 133. So I was exceedingly glad on that day. After the service closed at 11 a.m., I told them all the young with children should come for Sunday school at 2 o'clock. Or if any of the old who like may come as well. Again, the attendance for the Sunday school showed 57. Of course, the attendance in the evening service was very poor and was only 48 in all, because all ghosts like to go to the farms for their food every evening. After the 6th month that the church was open, I converted it to both church and school. I was teaching ghost children of this town how to read and write, and also scripture, which is the main subject. But there was no paper, chalk, or slates on which to write, as in the earthly towns. So instead of that, I cut a 4-foot square flat bark of tree as blackboard, and also cut 1 foot square for each of the scholars as slates. And all were using coal as chalks, as we were using the church in the ordinary day and also on Sunday as a church. Then I built a big separate house as church with the help of both scholars and members of the church, because the scholars are making the former one too rough before Sunday. This second building nearly touched the former one. After some years, I've had more than 50 ghost teachers out of these scholars, and over 900 scholars were attending the school regularly. Having trained many bright scholars as teachers and headmasters, then I built over 1,000 churches with schools in all provinces, which are under this 10th town. So I am using the 10th town as headquarters for the rest. And also the synod is held here yearly, because I am the bishop at present. My work after the church services is only to be supervising churches and schools. Although there are many supervisors, directors of education, and education officers who are carrying on their task according to the rules and regulations given to them to my satisfaction. In my leisure hours, I taught many scholars who had been passed out from the school's sanitary work, surveying, building, first aid, nursery work, but only this first aid nursery work I could teach them, because I am not a qualified doctor. After all these students had qualified for these various trades and carrying them on successfully to my entire satisfaction, then I introduced new plans of houses, and luckily all the ghosts who are the rulers of this town agreed to follow it. Then new homes were built, which made this town to link up as the most beautiful town in the bush of ghosts. Though it was only disqualified at that time for the hospital, which was not established in the town, although there was provision for it, but no qualified doctor who could carry on the works. The second day, my cousin took me around the town, and I saw many churches, schools, hospitals, and many houses which are built in modern styles. But when I asked him about the hospitals, who is acting as a doctor and as nurses, or are as a doctor and as nurses, or who are treating the patients there, as he himself is not a doctor. So he replied, "Do you see my wife?" I said, "Yes." Then he told me in short about her as follows. She is the native of a town in Zulu country, the town which has now been converted to a big city after she had died there. Before she died, she was a well-educated girl, And after she had finished her schooling, her father sent her to a part of England as a doctor student. But after she had qualified as a doctor, she returned to her father's town. And in the same week that she arrived home, she met with an accident and died suddenly as a result of injuries. Having died, she left that town. She was going here and there as a dead young person, could not stay in a town which belongs to earthly persons, because that is forbidden for all deads. And she was roaming about until she reached this town. Then we got married, as both of us are deads. But as this town is well improved, but only disqualified by the hospitals, which were not then in it, so as she is a qualified doctor. Before she died, she established hospitals in this town and acted as the director of medical services, having trained several thousands of nurses and medical officers. Again, I asked him questions. Who ordained you before you came up to the rank of a bishop? Now we're going to get into it. Number 2, who is supplying you all kinds of medicines and apparatus, which you're using in the hospitals? Number 3, who are supplying you all the educational books, religious books, as Bibles, songbooks, and papers are stationary, as the flat bark of the trees are no more in use by the scholars? Number 4, from whom are you getting the iron sheets and all the building materials, as all the houses are no more thatched with grasses and flat bark of the trees? Then he replied as follows. Number 1, as I'm carrying on this Christianity work for many years and faithfully to all creatures, and did not doubt once for everything that I am doing. So one night I dreamed a dream, and I heard the holy voice from heaven that I am ordained as a bishop from heaven as from this night. When the day broke, which was Sunday, I explained this news to all the members. They confirmed it since that day. Number 2, thank you. We are getting the medicine with apparatus for the hospitals from the dead medicine makers and hospital apparatus makers who are expert in such works before dying and living in the dead's town, which belongs only to deads. All deads who are the publishers of religious books, educational books, and stationery before they died and went to live in the dead's town are supplying us from there. Deads are supplying us everything that we need here after we had entered into the agreement with them, and they are acting for us as the crown agent. No, that's very interesting. Don't remember this part at all. Okay, this is all new to me. But we're going to continue. We're going to finish this one off tomorrow because I see it's going to take at least one more reading. And yeah, we're going to finish that off. And like I said, we only have a few more stories left. We are just about there. So we're going to do it with a flair like I really do care. I don't want y'all to just sit there and stare. So here's what I want you to do. I need you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube. If you're seeing us on Facebook, make sure give us a like. Don't hit a strike. Don't make a strike. Give us a like. Then give us a share and show everybody that you really do care. Okay? That's all we're asking for. We haven't asked for $1 because we don't want to make you holler. All we want to do right now is help you keep from living in squalor. So please do the easy, because it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Do it right now. Don't wait till later. Meanwhile, we're clocking out. This is Doc Ock signing off at noon and 9. We're going to see you next time, and hopefully everything will be real fine. We will be black here tonight at 9 o'clock. And don't forget, Juneteenth is coming up.